We're practicing all week, but we're all right. I think we'll be okay.
Nobody's going to get cold.
No, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Well, Coach, here you are, 2-0, which I'm sure delights you. Your first year as head coach here at Triway, off to an excellent start. You're coming up against tonight a team that really surprised one of the guys from your own conference a week ago, and that team, West Holmes, you've got to tackle next week, but you've got to play these one at a time. I know you coaches well enough, you only take them one at a time. What are your thoughts tonight? What are you going to have to do to win at home on Parents' Night?
It's exactly like you said. Last week's game, we looked at that like David and Goliath, and this is David here tonight. This is David, and we don't want to give him two shots at doing that. We got to come out and execute our game plan. We just got to block, run, tackle, everything better than what they've done.
Okay. Now, you said to me on Coach's Corner last night, as the viewers watched it, that you were certainly pleased with the 2 wins, the first 2 games. However, you felt, your coaches felt, that you only really played 2 good halves in those 2 good games.
Exactly. The first game we come out, scored 20 in the first half, and had a real bad second half from our standpoint. And then the last week we come out and scored 10 points in the first half, which was bad. I mean, we just didn't do anything right. And in the second half, we decided to wake up and score 30-some points. We can't afford to do that anymore. We got to start playing 2 halves, and it's got to start tonight, or we're going to be in the same boat West Holmes was in last week.
Well, that plus the fact, I'm sure, that you're getting into the part of your schedule where, and certainly tonight, nobody's easy, and nobody's easy from here on.
We tell our kids that. As human beings and as a team, you never stay the same. You either get better or you get worse. Mm-hmm. And we have got to get better. We're not going to backpedal.
Okay. Is everybody healthy?
Yes, we're in good shape. We got a couple kids. We're going to sit out the first series, and if we don't need to put them in, we're going to hold them out to let some bumps and bruises heal. But they're ready to go if we do need them.
Okay. If situation warrants it, you will. Hopefully that's not Travis Clark and Barry Hostetler and so on.
No, they're ready to go. Them's our horses, and they're in good shape.
All right. Well, we, as well as our viewers, are looking forward to seeing those 2 guys, plus your entire team, against a fine Waynedale Golden Bear bunch. So we'll wish you the best, and we'll talk to you next week on Coach's Corner.
Good. Welcome to Triway. Have a good time.
Thank you, Coach. Okay, you folks at home, don't go away. Coming back with more activities from Triway Stadium right after you watch this.
Making a vehicle look like new is what the Performance Body Shop is all about. Just like this car. Looks pretty bad, doesn't it? Once Performance takes the car into their body shop, the body shop technicians transforms this car into a nice-looking vehicle, the way it was meant to be. What a difference. Performance Body Shop, from major to even minor auto body repairs, they can give your vehicle the look you want. Performance, Pontiac, Olds, GMC Truck, Toyota, Volkswagen. We make believers. Let us prove it to you.
Mom, I'm tired. Please go home now.
2 months ago, the only job this woman could take was one where she could take her son with her. What do you do when there's no one to watch him but you? She's getting help at a daycare center. They got help from the United Way. All because the United Way got help from you. The United Way. It brings out the best in all of us.
Welcome back. We're at Triway Stadium, and the visiting squad tonight is right next to me in the person of head coach Bill Cedar. Coach, you and the Bears coming off a big victory last week at home against West Holmes. You certainly caught the attention of the Triway coaching staff, and I'm sure they've been hanging your 14-13 score and so forth up. They're going to come on and play West Holmes a week from tonight. That's not your concern, it's theirs. But I just get the feeling that while they're not afraid of you, they definitely respect you coming in this young part of the season.
We're looking real forward to the game. Last week was a very, very big game for us. We made all the kids put that game aside on Monday because there's no bigger game than tonight. We expect them to be up. We snuck in on West Holmes. There's no sneaking in on Triway. They're going to be ready to play tonight.
Okay, well, they've got some outstanding people. Your forte seems to be the quickness and just the rapid movement of the ball on defense and execution on offense, getting the very most from all of your people. Triway, on the other hand, while they can do some finesse things, they're kind of strap it on and come right at you. What do you anticipate from them tonight?
I don't expect anything different than what you've said. They're very physical. They've got good size. we expect them to come right at us, and that's their game, and we're prepared for it. On our hand, we're going to try to finesse the ball a little bit. We're going to mix it up with a little bit of power that you might see tonight, and we hope things work out all right.
Okay, Coach, we're running quick to get out of the way. Parents' activities coming up, and also you need to be with your team. Everybody healthy with you?
Everybody's healthy to this point, and we just hope it stays that way for both teams.
Well, likewise, we echo that here at Channel 9. Bill, going to wish you the very, very best to your squad, the Triway squad. We already did that, too. We're just delighted as Channel 9 to be here with two teams in two programs that we absolutely respect to the utmost to watch you do your thing for all the fans tonight.
Well, thank you. We appreciate Channel 9's cooperation.
Okay. All right. You go ahead and catch up to your team. I'll get us out of here. There he goes. Both these coaches busy tonight. That's it for the pregame activities. Stay right there. We're coming right back with kickoff and football action from Triway Stadium right after you watch this.
Gonna take the whole wide world and bring it home to you.
The world was different when I was little. Then you were lucky to have 3 channels.
Really lucky now, Grandma.
Yes, just look at all these channels.
You can have it all with cable.
How do you ever choose?
With Mom and Dad's education. But with you, it's the movies.
We bring the world home.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
We pledged our allegiance to it when we were young. We studied its importance when we were in our teens. We sing its praises at every sporting event. We display it when we celebrate, lower it when we mourn, and honor our heroes with it when they've fallen. It stands for what we are and what we believe in. How we treat it says a lot about us.
And welcome back to Triway High School. John Finn along with Don Barnett. It is backyard brawl time with the Triway Titans taking on the Waynedale Golden Bears. And it's good to have you along for week number 3 of the high school football season. Perhaps one of the warmest and most humid nights of the year, as the Titans will be home tonight. It is Parents' Night, and looking forward to a good one, Don. The Golden Bears coming off that big upset over West Holmes, and the Titans on a roll in 1991.
Well, they really are. However, Coach Huffman is first to indicate that they face most of their real tests starting tonight and going forward. That's not a knock on anybody they've played up to this particular point, but basically, if you will, it's been the bottom-rung teams of the Wayne County Athletic League and teams that are in a transition period themselves. However, I think, and I think you'll agree, how's that for setting you up, that I believe we've got the finest ball game in the area right here tonight. The stories all over the area about, who's better, Wayne County Athletic League or the Mohican Area Conference. And everybody last week was ready before the season was underway to give it to the Mohican Area Conference. And then along came the 14-13 victory by Waynedale, Wayne County Athletic League team, over West Holmes, a preseason favorite for Mohican Area Conference honors. So here we go, and we've got them right here on the Triway Stadium grass, and I think we've got a good one.
Titans now coming through the loop and making their way to the near side of the field, and very quickly taking a look at tonight's starting lineups. First for the Titans on offense, the tight end will be number 5, Rob Hamilton, a 5'9", 175-pound senior. The tackles will be Ken Hatfield, number 55, a 6'2", 278-pound senior. And Brad McMichael, a 6'3", 220-pound senior. The guards, Paul Teeples, number 61, and Mark Ocker, number 52. The center, Andy Westfall. Westfall, a 6'2", 180-pound junior. Doug Flinner will be the quarterback, number 17, a 6', 175-pound senior. The fullback, and he's a good one, Travis Clark, number 34, 5'10", 190, a senior, and another very talented back with them back there. Perry Hostetler, 6', 180-pound senior, wears number 28. The wideouts, split end Scott Dahl, number 46, a 6', 175-pound senior. And the flanker is Brian Bogner, a 5'8", 150-pound junior, wears number 83. He will rotate with Troy McMichael, number 22, a 5'9", 157-pound junior. The Golden Bears in their traveling yellow tops with the brown pants, the gold helmets, brown numerals, and the white trim. The Titans, as we mentioned, in the home purples with the silver helmets and the silver pants. Triway will be kicking off to Waynedale. We'll pick up the Waynedale starters on offense when we get the first opportunity. But now we are set for tonight's kickoff, and happy to bring it your way here on Channel 9.
Triway and Waynedale in the toss before the festivities, just after parents' activities. Waynedale won the toss, going to receive. They'll be going south to north for the first half. Here come the lights, finally. The crowd applauds.
Troy McMichael will kick off, and we are underway. It is taken by Lemon at the 8-yard line, going off the left side. A couple of good hits there as he crosses the 20, gets out to about the 22-yard line.
Getting off the bottom of that stack, Rob Hamilton, the tight end, 5'9", 175-pound senior for Coach Huffman. He led the charge down the field, and Waynedale will start at about the 23-yard line.
Quarterback for the Golden Bears, number 16, Chad Jensen, a 6', 174-pound senior. In the backfield, Joe Lemon, number 25, and number 32, Jerry Miller.
Long count.
Give is to Miller, left side.
Quick move.
Gets outside, across the 30, and first down yardage as he gets out close to the 35-yard line.
Coach Cedar, in the interview before the ball game, said they were going to try to finesse the ball. They were going to do everything that they had in the hat box, John, because they know they're up against a formidable opponent, probably even more formidable than the one they defeated at home last week.
Well, whatever they did against West Holmes last week was indeed successful, an exciting win, a great win for the Golden Bear program. And the Golden Bears starting out well tonight.
Double wideouts to the far side.
In motion, Miller left side. Another long count. And
Pressure.
nobody home, so the quarterback Jensen takes it himself and crosses the 40-yard line. Gets out close to the 45 and close to another first down.
It's at least a 9-yard gain, 8.5, 9-yard gain. It's going to set Waynedale up in excellent position on second down.
Well, good thinking that time by the senior quarterback, Chad Jensen. Nobody home on the left side. He was going to flip it out in the flat there, but nobody was open. Good coverage by the Triway defense, so he tucked it under, went straight upfield, and as Don said, about a yard or two shy of a first down. So here's a down where the Golden Bears can get fancy if they like to.
Red offense again.
Oh, the back slips down. That was Miller again, I believe, and he really never got going. Took one step, slipped down. Fortunately for him, got the football, but that was about all. Lost a couple yards on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 4.
The field was in great shape walking out there in street shoes. I don't know what it is with the cleats, but obviously they let him down that time. Waynedale is certainly spreading it out early in the game, John. Double wideouts again.
Miller gets the call again on 3rd down, and Miller will be stopped for another loss. So the Golden Bears, in what looked like a pretty good drive starting out, stalls at their own 40-yard line after the loss, and Waynedale will have to kick it away.
Well, it would appear that unfortunately that slip in the backfield took a little bit of the air out of that Waynedale balloon, so to speak, and enabled Triway to quickly regroup, and the Titans made the most of it in that final exchange. Short.
Punt is short. Takes a
my.
Waynedale kick, and a good one now. Finally stops at the 26-yard line. Rob Hamilton was back deep. He charged forward, had no chance, and that is where it will roll dead at the 26-yard line. The Titans starting 1st and 10 from there.
9:40 on the clock. Stopped as the teams change offenses and defenses. No score if you're just joining us early in the first quarter. Parents' Night at Triway Titans Stadium. And we're glad you're with us here on Channel 9.
Scott Dahl splits out wide to the right side. McMichael in the slot.
Clark.
Give to Travis Clark, and wrapped up as he gets out to the 30-yard line. Had a good surge ahead, a good tackle that time by number 62 for the Golden Bears, Jeff McGrainer.
Good second effort also, John. He was hit about 3 yards into the play and managed to grind out a couple more. Travis Clark learned a lot a year ago when Paul Barstow went down early with an ankle, and he was pressed into service as a junior.
Clark again.
Still going.
And Clark very close to first down yardage as he crosses the 35-yard line. Needed to get to about the 36, and I think he's going to be just short. 3rd down and inches from the Triway 35-yard line.
Less than the length of the football. Titans 3rd and a wiggle from their own 35 and a little bit.
Brian Bogner checks in at the flanker spot and now splits out wide to the right side. Tight formation.
Clark
gets the call and barely gets the first down.
He was met quickly. See if we can find the number. 63 for Waynedale is Rod Brenner, one of the senior co-captains. 5'9", 185-pound linebacker going up against a fullback who outweighs him a little bit.
Well, Brenner made the stop, but Triway didn't have that far to go. They get the first down, and the drive continues. Now the pitch comes out to the left side, and Hostetler dragged down behind the line of scrimmage. So, Don, the Golden Bears looked pretty good on that opening drive offensively, and despite giving up that first down, looked pretty good here defensively.
Jeremy Shaw, junior linebacker, 6 feet tall, 168 pounds, saw it, recognized it from practice and films, and just closed on Perry Hostetler. I'm somewhat surprised that they're running him to the short side, but of course you do everything in the bag to give the team you're facing all those looks.
Hostetler again, but again wrapped up by the left side of the Golden Bear defense. Brad Sloan, one of the first to greet him there. And this Golden Bear defense all of a sudden has gotten pretty stingy, Don.
Well, they're sort of run, read, and rubber. They give a little, they try not to break, and that's how they were able to vanquish West Holmes. If you folks at home are tired of hearing about that, well, it's sort of like the Oberlin College Yeoman beating the Pittsburgh Steelers back in the 70s.
Well, Flinner was dragged down. Had it been pro football, he would have been in the grasp. He still managed to get the throw away, but it was incomplete, and I'll tell you what, I'm very impressed by this Golden Bear defense early.
Yes, sir.
Pretty potent Triway offense, and they're shutting them down, although it is very early yet.
It is early. One of the things that concerned Coach Huffman, we talked about it on Coach's Corner, talked about it before this ball game, was the fact that the Titans have yet to put two good halves together in the same game. And that was his concern coming into this game, and he's seeing some of it right now. Good punt.
McMichael the punt. It is a good one.
Uh-oh, fumble.
And a fumble. And a race for the football.
Wow.
The Golden Bears cover it up. Now, do they get it? Let's wait and
now,
see.
Wait a minute.
And they're saying Triway football. The ball must still have been loose.
Well,
and the Titans apparently come up with it. Brad Hewitt was back deep to receive, lost the handle. Dove appeared to have it, and then one of the Titans got in there, made the recovery, and the Titans get the first big break of the ball game.
There were two officials right down on top of it, so they had to have seen what happened, although, like you said, it appeared from here that Hewitt, on his second effort, was able to get it. Now that Bear defense will be tested.
Good play action by Flinner, but a great defensive pursuit by the Golden Bears.
Number 33 again. We've called his number already, probably a few more times tonight. A pumped-up linebacker for Coach Cedar. His junior standout, Steve Seidel. So the Bears definitely with their backs to the wall, playing in the shadow of their goalpost, and they hang a 5 or 6 yard loss on the Titans on first down.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 16. Flinner on the move, right side. Coming back is Hostetler, and the Titans not getting much on the ground. About the 22-yard line. One of the first there to make the stop, number 66, Brandon Emerson, a 5'10", 168-pound sophomore.
Jeremy Shaw also involved in the tackle, and that's good reading by the defense. Everybody stayed home. Good reverse play action by the Triway Titan quarterback, Flinner, as well as Hostetler, but Waynedale didn't give him an inch.
3rd down, 15.
Good
flip
connection.
Out to the left side. Hostetler makes the grab, but he will be well short of first down yardage. And decision time now for the Titans, who may want to think about a field goal here. The ball will be spotted at about the 14, maybe the 15-yard line.
Remember that flat pass to Hostetler later in the ball game, perhaps on the wide side of the field, when Triway really needs just a little bit. And it's that type of play that can take you and break a long, long play into the end zone for a touchdown.
Troy McMichael, the ball spotted at the 21-yard line. It will be a 31-yard attempt. And this one is short and to the right. So the Golden Bear defense gets a victory there, coming up to stop the Titans after a big turnover. And we will take a break. 5:24 remaining here in the opening quarter. Scoreless between Waynedale and Triway. Back with more first half action coming up right after this. You're watching high school football on Clear Picture, Channel 9 in Worcester.
They're looking at you, kid.
We'll give you the moon and the stars.
The McGruff Files, the Philadelphia story. In certain parts of Philadelphia, things were rough. Areas were run down, crime and drugs were out of hand, and honest folks felt like prisoners in their own homes. People decided to work with police to turn things around. Weekly meetings led to cleanup projects and folks working together. Soon the neighbors had their neighborhood back. That's what happens when people and police work together. Write this down, and I'll show you how you can help take a bite out of crime.
Golden Bears get it at their own 20-yard line after a nice defensive stand that time. And another long count trying to draw the Titans. Give again to Miller.
Whoa.
Big hole left side.
Still going.
And one man to beat. As a great run that time by Jerry Miller, the 6'1", 193-pound junior.
And Coach Huffman is saying thank you for Chad Klein, number 45. If it was not for his pursuit, we might just about now be watching Miller cross the goal line. What a first down run for the Golden Bears by fullback Miller.
Pickup of 18 on the play. 1st and 10, 38-yard line. Oh, loose football, and Jensen does well to control. Now he's going to try and throw it. He's sacked deep in his own territory. Big defensive play by David Schnurr, number 33, a 6', 175-pound senior.
And John, the Titans defense needed that. They really needed that. They've been on their heels a little bit. Waynedale, the smaller of the two teams, and we've seen some small teams get stomped on in early weeks on Channel 9. And the smaller of the two teams has been taking it to the big guys so far, and the Titans needed to assert themselves right there, and they did.
Well, as big a loss as that was, Jensen did well just to hang on to the football. And now rolling to his left side, wants to throw. He's got a man.
Complete.
Pass is complete at the original line of scrimmage, the 38-yard line. Lemon makes the reception over there.
Mark Ocker, number 52, inside linebacker in coverage, makes the tackle.
So that will bring up a 3rd and 10 now for the Golden Bears from their own 38-yard line. Lemon and Mastering, double wideouts to the right side. Lemon in the wing-back position.
Motion.
Miller motion right side. Pass play. And intercepted. A lot of real estate. Flinner slips at his own, or rather at the Waynedale 35-yard line. Thought he could have gone all the way.
Well, he could have. And John, the play was actually made by the tackle or end who came in and hit Jensen just as he was releasing the ball. Turned his body enough that instead of hitting his man who was open, he threw it into the arms of Flinner, the defender.
So the Titans get another big break. Officials timeout on the field. Flinner with the interception. And Flinner may have an equipment problem here. We'll have to wait and see. The officials maybe going to check.
Well, I think they may be also, John, calling for water for both these ball clubs, as hot and sticky as it is tonight.
As best we can determine, it is an official's timeout.
He indicated with the tap on his shoulders.
And the fact that neither coach is going out to the field, that would be indicative. Good move by the officials on such a hot and humid night.
You bet. You bet.
Plenty of water in the system is a necessary ingredient here to avoid cramping and even more serious dehydration. So we've got a break in the action. And while we have this opportunity, Don, let's take a look at the Golden Bear defense.
Okay. Starting on the left-hand side, number 32 is Jerry Miller, 193 pounds, a junior. Next to him, a left tackle, number 45, Jamie Walters. He's 6'1", 173 pounds, and a sophomore. The right tackle is 62, Jeff McGrainer. He's 6 feet tall, weighs 202. He's a senior. The right end is number 33, Jeremy Shaw, 6 feet, 168 pounds, a junior. Outside linebacker, number 66, is Brandon Emerson, 5'10", 168, a sophomore, and we'll pick him up after this play.
Clark gets the give inside, short yardage as he crosses the 35 and gets down to the 33.
All right, and we continue with the inside linebacker, 61, Jesse Wardell, 5'10", 200, senior. Inside linebacker, 63, Rod Brenner, 5'9", 185, senior. Outside linebacker, 25, Joe Lemon, 6'1", 175, a sophomore. Whoops, I was going to say, I'll just say cornerback. Number 12, Bo Mastrine, 5'9", 137.
Ostetler gets the call. And again, short yardage inside the 30, down close to the 28-yard line, about 3 yards shy of first down yardage. That'll bring up a 3rd and 3, time running down here, 2:39 remaining, first quarter.
Other Waynedale cornerback is number 24, Brad Hewitt, 6'1", 165, a junior. And the free safety, number 23, Brian Hewitt, 6 feet, 170. He's a senior.
All right, big play now for the Titans. And they give to Clark. Clark gets the first down and
then
more
some.
as
boy.
he is brought down at the 20-yard line.
Excellent blocking up front. And Travis Clark received what all running backs like, John, and that's a little bit of room to get up ahead of steam, and then he just ran over a couple of people.
Well as the Golden Bear defense has played so far here in the opening quarter, 2 big breaks, a fumble on a punt, and the interception have given the Titans 2 opportunities. The Golden Bear defense turned back the Titans the first time. Let's see what they can do here. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Flinner rolling to the right side, pulled down.
Brother.
A shoestring tackle by Jerry Miller.
And he did that over a block, John. You know, some of those things they talk about, Lawrence Taylor and the Jack Hams and others, where they're blocked by 1 or 2 people, and somehow they reach out, catch a shoestring or something, and down goes the runner.
Jerry Miller, one fine athlete on both sides of the football. A loss of 3 on the play. 2nd down, 13 from the Waynedale 23-yard line. No score, first quarter. Hostetler delay. And again, Miller is there, and now he gets some help from about 4 or 5 of his teammates. Never did go down, but his forward progress was stopped after a short gain.
Oh, my. Well, again, John, with the shadow of the goalpost, if there is such a thing from this angle, with that lingering right in the background of the Bears, they are stiffening.
Well, actually, the Titans lost a yard of the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 14. Flinner wants to throw. Left side, his man falls down. No contact. Troy McMichael, the intended receiver, and he just fell down at the 11-yard line. Incomplete pass.
And I'm not sure whether he was going to come back and try to swing in toward the middle of the field or not, or maybe miscommunication between he and the quarterback. But the ball was 5 or 6 yards at best, 2 away from him, and I don't think it would have been a catchable pass anyway. But part of that is because of the pressure. We're seeing early in the game, Coach Huffman has his quarterback, Doug Flinner, rolling out to buy some time on pass plays, John.
4th and 14, the Titans will go for it.
Oh, boy.
And it goes off of Hamilton, incomplete. Good coverage that time by the Golden Bears. Mastrine was in the area.
He was, and he also was involved in the ricochet. Looked like from the way that ball bounced that it had a lot of mustard on it.
2 big defensive stands by the Golden Bear defense. Titans turned away once again, and Don, you have to believe that if the Golden Bears can get anything generated offensively, they could make this quite an interesting contest.
Absolutely. Very important, though, right now for the Bears, whether they score or not, to put some offense together and give the defensive guys a little breather.
Give goes off the
going.
right side, and Miller worked hard, didn't get a lot of yardage. Hung on to the football as it appeared to be pried loose. Picked up about 4 on the play when it looked as though nothing was there, so that will bring up a 2nd and 6.
That was a real lunch bucket run. He lugged his way through all of those people to get every one of those 4 yards.
Geez, Don, you've got all kind of neat sayings tonight.
Yeah.
You are hot.
Yeah, oh, I've been reading. Oh, it's a great game. Thrilled to be here. Almost movement out there.
Lemon gets the call, but he is wrapped up immediately in the backfield. Mark Ocker, and Ocker has been very active so far tonight in the first quarter. He makes the stop there.
3, 2, 1. First quarter is history.
And a very exciting first quarter it has been, despite the lack of scoring. Some good defense, some good play on both sides. And we'll be back with second quarter action coming up right after this. You're watching high school football on Clear Picture, Channel 9 in Worcester.
Tired of automobile salesmen that are here today, but gone tomorrow?
Hello? Hello?
Visit the auto dealership that provides a solid sales force. Fritz Horn, Matt Dunn, Mike Dunn, Tom Lyons, Gene Monterelli, Fred Irwin. These and others on the performance team would like to not only service you now, but for many years down the road. Performance, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, GMC Truck, Toyota, Volkswagen. We make believers. Let us prove it to you.
Hi, I'm Doug Deacon with 2 of my young friends, Carlos and Tim from Boys Village. When a kid gets in trouble, there's not always time to stop the clock and figure out why he's losing yardage. That's why he needs Boys Village. It's a place to take a time out, figure out what the problem is, and start working towards the goal. Boys Village is helping 60 young men reach their goals. We hope that you'll take time to support Boys Village in Smithville, Ohio, 44677.
Hot and humid at Triway High School Parents' Night. Week number 3 of the high school football season. Scoreless as we start the second quarter.
Hit as he threw.
And almost intercepted on the far side. Nobody out there. Again, I believe the receiver may have fallen down.
Injury at the 25, John.
One of the Titans is down. Brian Bogner was the closest Titan in the area, and he almost came up with the interception.
Chad Jensen has to get an A for courage so far as standing in that pocket and throwing the ball. Now, from the result side, where a near interception there and one interception already, folks can begin to question that. But in the case of the interception in the first quarter, he was actually hit as he was in the process or act of throwing. His body was turned and literally moved from his receiver to the defender. Results, interception.
The injured player is a real key to the Titan defense. Ken Hatfield, number 55, a 6'2", 278-pound senior. And again, it's just so hard to really guess as to what the nature of the injury is. We hope it's not too serious.
Looks like he's getting up, or at least sitting up.
Little tender on the right leg. Could be a knee, could be a cramp, could be anything. We'll have to wait and see, but we hope big number 55 can make it back before the night is over.
And I'm sure Coach Huffman feels the same way. Fans on both sides of the field applauding. One of the trainers indicating that he twisted a knee a little bit, got the legs crossed, and knocked it down and kind of tied the legs up and spun one of the knees in a direction it's not really prepared to go.
4th and 7. Lemon will punt from his own 15-yard line. Got it away. Bounces away from Hamilton. He tries to chase it down, but it goes out of bounds near the 40-yard line. And that is where the Titans will put it in place. So the Titans, who have had outstanding field position thanks to 2 turnovers, still get pretty good field position here in the exchange. And they will start their first possession of the second quarter from their own 43 now as they mark it from where it went out of bounds.
One of the few times, if maybe the only time, they've started on their side of the 50-yard line.
They have had several opportunities tonight, but so far they have come up empty on the scoreboard.
Inside.
Travis Clark, left side. There's part of the reason why, as Clark gets only 3 yards off the left side. Again, good movement to the ball by the defense, and again, one of the first ones there to stop Clark, number 33, Jeremy Shaw.
Not sure if it's a tendency or not, John. It's early in the ball game, but it seems like for one series it's all Travis Clark. The next series it's all Perry Hostetler, at least on the ground. And if you're a Waynedale scout, you've picked that up, and they've changed up right as I speak about it. There's Perry Hostetler breaking for about 5.
Nothing fancy on this drive as Hostetler crosses midfield, and he'll bring up third and a long 2 from there. Don, an excellent crowd tonight on both sides of the field.
Yes.
Across the way, the Waynedale faithful have all but filled up those bleachers, and a real good crowd down below us as well, as the Titan fans have come out to support the guys in purple and white.
Titans go double wideouts.
Hostetler had a head of steam, but he is stopped short of the first down stick.
One of the first people, I need the binoculars to pick off those numbers. Number 62 for Waynedale, and we'll find him here in a moment. Jeff McGrainer.
Jeremy
able
Shaw
to reach in and, yes, thank you. Able to reach in and take the legs out from under Hostetler just about the time he was ready to ramble.
So the Golden Bears facing another situation whereby they have to stop the Titans on 4th down. This one might be a little more difficult. It was 4th and 14 the last time. This is 4th at about a yard. So look for the Titans to give the ball to Travis Clark or Hostetler in this situation. We've got some movement, and the Golden Bears are clapping. They feel that there was some movement on the other side of the ball, and if so,
it was.
It will set the Titans back, and now they will have to punt.
It was inside. Doubtful it was a center unless he did a little wrinkle of the wrist. and the like, which sometimes
wrinkle of the wrist. Boy, you are on top. I'll tell you, a little wiggle, wrinkle.
Boy, don't put too much pressure on me, John. We're still just
Stick
early
around.
in the
Yeah,
second
I was going
quarter.
to say, I can't wait till the second half.
Well, I'll go downstairs to my guru and see what other pithy sayings I can be apprised of for the second half.
Brad McMichael is the punter. Troy McMichael the kicker.
Pressure.
Some pressure. Line drive
Low.
kick. And they're going to let it bounce. That is Hewitt.
Yep.
And it comes dead at the 28-yard line.
John, it'll just see here in the next few minutes what significance that motion penalty, making it, taking it from 4th and less than 1 to 4th and about 5.5 yards, forcing Triway to punt. What impetus that might give the Golden Bears, and will that flatten the defense of the Titans any at all?
Well, the Golden Bear offense has had plenty of reasons tonight to be inspired based on the performance of the defense, and let's see if they can finally get on track here.
Motion.
Miller in motion to the right side. Jensen wants to throw.
Complete.
And complete to Lemon. And Lemon crosses the 30, gets out close to the 34-yard line, and a first down for Waynedale.
Big play on first down for the Golden Bears. They've been missing that positive stuff since early in the ball game, early in the first quarter, and getting underway with about 9 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the second period or the first half. The Golden Bears, 11 yards, pass complete, first down.
Mastrine and Hewitt split out to the left side, but the give will go inside to Miller. And Miller dragged down his forward progress, and I don't know about this. I think he was out pretty close to the 35-yard line, but they will mark it.
Let's see if we get it.
At the line of scrimmage.
They're going to, okay.
We got two officials standing in different spots.
And the fellow on the far side with his toe said no, but apparently the head of the crew and the guy who writes the paycheck is on this side, because he says take it back a yard, and they do.
Well, I'd like to look at that one again a little bit later
Yeah.
on, because I think that, although we're only talking the difference of about a yard or so here, but nevertheless, a 2nd and 10 for the Golden Bears at their own 33-yard line.
Pass.
Again, Jensen to pass. Oh, a great throw and almost a terrific catch.
Yes, yes.
Pass was clearly incomplete as it bounces into the hand of Hewitt, into the arms of Hewitt, but he was there, and the pass by Jensen split the defenders. A great pass and almost a great catch. Incomplete. It will bring up 3rd and 9.
Well, fellows like Terry Bradshaw and Lynn Swan became very famous for those types of completions. Nobody was going to receive that, but the Bear receiver. The defenders would not have had a chance at all unless they interfered, and I bet we'll see that one again.
Mastrine and Hewitt out to the right side. And Jensen again wants to throw
Deep
on 3rd
drop.
down. Sets it up to the left side. It is complete and short of the 40-yard line is number 81, Clint Miller. Miller, the tight end. That was well set up by Jensen as he looked to the right the entire time, then threw back to the left side to his tight end, Clint Miller. But Miller comes up about 3 yards short of the first down, and Waynedale will be forced to punt.
So now the Bears have been a little bit on the short side. One of their longest punts thus far tonight was about 35 yards with a good friendly bounce. Let's see what they can do this time with 7:44 on the clock. That's what remains of the first half.
Lemon's kick is a good one, a little short, but plenty of height. Hamilton picks it up on one bounce at his 30-yard line. Now tries to come to the left side, has some room, and they say his knee went down at the 31-yard line. So Hamilton stopped at the 31-yard line, and that is where the Titans will put it in play. So with each successive offensive possession for Triway, they move farther and farther back, and they've come up empty so far.
And again, John, not to at all attempt to have Coach Huffman's words come back to haunt him, but a major concern of him and his coaching staff was early season inconsistency on the part of his Titans, that they had yet to put two good halves together.
Dahl and McMichael to the left side, but it's Travis Clark, and Travis Clark, who's had a couple of pretty nifty weeks, has been a little frustrated here in the first half tonight as he fights, and all he gets is a yard.
Well, what is going to happen probably? We're early in a ball game, and we all know that coaches don't always put everything on the table in the first half of a game. Some of these runs of Travis Clark's are going to end up being play action, maybe for passes, maybe for pitches, for sweeps for Hostetler, and we'll have to see if the Bears can react and stop them.
Clark again getting the call, and Clark gets it out to the 35-yard line, where it will be third down and about 6.
Nice crescent moon from my angle, almost above the 20-yard line, up high on the other side. I don't know if we'll be able to get an angle on that later in the game. Mark says we'll give it a try. It's beautiful. Gorgeous night at Triway Stadium. Beautiful ball game.
Flinner rolling to his right. The pass well overthrown. The intended receiver, Brian Bogner. And again, the Titans, 3 and out, will have to punt.
A lot of pressure on that particular play by number 25. And on the sheet I'm looking at, there's no 25, but there has to be one for Waynedale. And there we go, Joe Lemon. He put a lot of heat on Flinner on that rollout, and it forced him to throw it high to an otherwise open receiver.
Brad Hewitt is deep, perhaps a little too deep. That ball first taking a Golden Bear bounce and then bouncing to the right side. It is down at the 34-yard line. Titans will put it in play from there, and we'll have it for you when we come right back. Our score from Triway High School. Waynedale nothing, Triway nothing. Back with more right after this. You're watching high school football on Clear Picture, Channel 9 in Worcester.
Credentials. Would you go to a lawyer who got his degree from Harvard or from the ABC School of Law and Carpentry? Credentials. Would you rather have a meal from a gourmet chef or a meal from Cousin Huey's Backyard Barbecue? Credentials. Only the best will do, and for the best automobile service, Performance has it. Their well-trained and experienced technicians can make your vehicle perform the way you want, the way you expect it. Performance, Pontiac, Olds, GMC Truck, Toyota, Volkswagen. We make believers. Let us prove it to you.
There's that beautiful crescent moon we talked about as play gets underway here in the second quarter. And it's just an outstanding setting, and the moon capping it off here at Triway tonight.
And a big play for the Golden Bears.
Wow.
The pass and the catch goes down to the 44-yard line. And one of the few ventures by the Golden Bears into Titan territory. But this drive looking pretty good, continuing with 5:25 to play here in the first half. Waynedale looking to draw first blood here. The pitch goes to Miller. Left side, and cuts through a couple of defenders. And again, Miller makes something out of nothing. Ball pops out once Miller was stopped.
Down on contact. He looked like he was having his arms pulled asunder as he went down, and a credit to him to hang on. Triway beginning to stiffen as Waynedale is in their half of the football field. Just under 5 minutes to go until halftime. And John, the longer this game goes on this way, with Triway unable to score on Waynedale and Waynedale not giving up those scores, I believe the impetus could swing in the favor of the Bears in the second half without a big break.
Here comes Lemon with the pitch on the right side, looking for first down yardage, and he comes up with the first down.
What a courageous run. He carried at least 2 people with him over the first bound marker.
Joe Lemon is just a sophomore, but he put his head down at the last moment, got the first down, and paid a price as he appears to be in a little bit of pain across the way.
Official calling timeout. I'm sure Coach Cedar, who's running out there along with his trainer, Rick Taggart, and we know him from basketball, going to take a look at him. It may be cramp. And hopefully that's all that it is.
I wasn't certain that that was Lemon, and I don't believe it is. Lemon is in the Golden Bear huddle, so apparently one of the blockers out in front of him went down and is grasping at the ankle area.
Going to get a couple of the big guys to come in from the sideline and help him off. Going to try and get the binoculars on the numbers. Looks like 23, John.
That is Brian
Hewitt. Ouch.
Hewitt, one of the wide receivers, and apparently he got caught in some traffic down there. May have made the key block that sprung Lemon for the first down.
Well, he weighs, what, about 170, and most of the guys that were on top of him, including his fullback, are much bigger.
Well, let's hope we see the return of number 23 before too long.
Keep the glasses on him and see what I can determine, although they are carrying him off the field. He did not at all leave under his own power.
4:19 remaining in a rapidly moving first half. Very few penalties. In fact, I'm not sure if we've even had one. We may have had just one. Miller in motion left side. And Jensen's going to be brought down from behind.
Great blitz by number 52. And of course, you talked about how it was devastating for him not to be out there for the Titans earlier, Mark Ocker. And he just came through with an excellent blitz from his outside linebacker position and pushed the Bears back 5 just when it looked like they were taking over in Triway territory.
2nd and 15 from the Triway 40. Miller again in motion to the left side. And Jensen will throw and intercepted now, incomplete.
It bounced.
Ocker was there.
Wants it. I don't blame him. But John, credit number 34 for the Titans. Travis Clark from his linebacker position came in and didn't really knock down Jensen. He was just getting there, pressuring him, and he popped them just as he released the ball, and it totally destroyed the timing of the pass.
Don, what do you think about this? It's 3rd and 15. The Titans might be thinking the Golden Bears will go for all of it. Why not go for half and go for it on 4th down?
Why not?
We'll wait and see what happens.
Why not? Yeah.
It's been a night of 4th down attempts anyway, although the Titans have come up empty twice, and they may do just that.
Screen.
Pass to Miller, but this one may backfire. Miller gets close to the 40, and now they're going to say that he's brought back at the 42-yard line. Not giving much on forward progress tonight.
No, you really are not. Well, maybe that official grew up as a linebacker.
Certainly, Miller was stopped at the 42, but he had made it out close to the 40. Again,
really
it doesn't make much difference. We're only talking about a yard or two in a long yardage situation, and the Golden Bears will have to punt.
John, I don't know whether it was time for the play to develop or what. I called it a screen. It had the looks of a screen, but you looked out in front, you saw between Miller and the goalpost about 7, well, maybe 5 Triway Titans.
Well, the Titans were thinking punt, but they're not going to get it. Jensen will throw. We've got a flag down, and it is complete, I believe.
It looks like it.
One of the Golden Bears. It was one of those pop it to the other guy routines, and making the catch.
The key will be the flag.
For Waynedale is number 22, Sean Cannon.
And really, John, that's not that bad a play, because even if it's an interception, it's about the same distance as a punt.
But illegal procedure
on
the Golden Bears, and that negates a big 4th down conversion and a pretty play for Waynedale. Now we'll wait and see if they punt as Lemon comes back in, but that time the Titans were thinking punt all the way. It took them time to adjust. They adjusted in time. It was just one of those plays where the ball bounced off one receiver and into the hands of Sean Cannon for the reception.
Wow.
Plenty of yards for the 1st down, and that would have been a momentum changer in this one. But as it stands, it's incomplete, and now the Golden Bears will punt.
2.5 minutes till halftime, and we've seen a lot.
We're scoreless, but not for a lack of action.
That's for sure.
Kick is high but short. Hamilton. And Hamilton fumbles the football. The Golden Bears get their first break, and they're going crazy across the way.
I hope those are well-made bleachers on the far side, because the Bear bunch are bananas.
Well, turnabout is fair play, and the Titans got some early breaks.
Wow.
And were unable to take advantage. Now the Golden Bears get a break. Let's see what they can do. The fumble by Hamilton is recovered at the 21-yard line. Best field position of the night for Waynedale.
And much like Triway, when a gift was handed to them in the first period, it now depends upon the Bear offense as to what they do with it.
Oh, my. Pitch
Oh,
to
brother.
Lemon. That was almost a disaster. Lemon makes something out of it as he picks up about 2 yards on the play. But that could have been a loss of 10 or 12 and perhaps even a fumble.
Not sure what happened on the pitch. It looked like the ball might have stuck in someone's hand, but it came at a very almost a three-point shot.
Well, I think the humidity has something to do with the turf and the football being somewhat slippery because the footing is not very good down there and the ball obviously somewhat slippery and players having trouble hanging on. But the Golden Bears avert a disaster, pick up 2. That'll bring up 2nd down and 8 from the Triway 19-yard line. First big scoring threat for the Golden Bears of the ball game. We're scoreless late in the first half.
I'll give you an observation after this play.
Miller with good blocking on the right side.
Good
Second
run.
effort, and Miller gets close to the 15-yard line.
John, early in the first quarter, we saw Triway misfire on a 31-yard field goal that could have been significant in this ball game right at this point. Waynedale has a soccer-style kicker named Lingenfelder who consistently knocks them in from about 40 to 45 yards. The Bears, right now well within his range. Triway wants to talk about it.
Well, Waynedale knows what it takes to win tight ball games, and we'll see if they can pull it out here.
We're less than a minute.
Timeout on the field called by the Titans, and you're right, Don. Now they certainly want to regroup after the fumble, and now the threat here by the Waynedale offense. The ball spotted just outside the 15-yard line. 3rd down and 5. Big play for the Golden Bears.
Eric Lingenfelter, a star on the soccer team, an excellent, excellent steady kicker. Good size, 6 feet, good whip leg action. And I don't know if he still marches with the band at halftime. He loves to play his drums. I believe that's what he plays. But anyway, I don't know if he still marches with the band at halftime. But last year, that was kind of a condition when the football staff asked the soccer staff if they could have him to kick on Friday nights. And he was hesitant because he likes to march at halftime. And they said, come with us and march at halftime.
Well, we'll look for that at halftime. It's 58 seconds away, and the Golden Bears hope they can push over a score before that time. Miller in motion left side. Jensen to throw. Over the middle. Got a man. Is it complete? It is not.
Oh, just kissed the grass as he caught it and turned. Although the Bear player, number 25, is protesting, the fans on the far side are hooting and booing. Joe Lemon says, hey, I got everything under that. Maybe we'll look at that one, too, later.
So now a 4th down situation, and we will indeed have the field goal attempt by Lingenfelder. The ball spotted at the 23-yard line. It will be a 33-yard attempt. Should be well within his range. Snap is down. The kick is up, and it will be short.
Off to the right, too.
Short and to the right. So the Golden Bears come up empty on their first big scoring opportunity of the night. And the Titans take over with just 49 seconds remaining before halftime.
Well, there's no score in the ball game, but you couldn't tell that from all the action we've had. Anybody that is sitting here, and those of you who have viewed this from the get-go, I would think that you would agree that we've had all the action that you'd like to see, except for a score here and there flag.
Flinter's pass is complete, and he has popped. McMichael making the catch, but flags before the play really got underway.
See what we get. Uh-oh. I watched the officials before the ball game work on their flip of the football back to midfield, and we just had a fumble. I don't know if there's a penalty for those guys or not.
Well, Triway, and an unusual call offside, so someone must have lined up over the football. So a 5-yard penalty makes it 2nd and 15. And Don, it appears as though the Titans are not going to be content with a 0-0 tie. They want to put something on the board, at least get something going before the end of the half.
It looks like it. High school football, not that many teams start firing from inside their 20-yard line, but they're doing it. 44 seconds remain.
Now they give
ahead.
inside to Clark. Clark with good yardage. And the Titans now may be content to let the clock run out.
Two courageous teams.
But the Golden Bears are not.
Whoa.
They'll call time and force the Titans' hand here. So that's a good example of aggressive football on the opponent's turf.
And, of course, we have the privilege, me personally, but Channel 9, we have the privilege of talking to both of these coaches. As you see Coach Huffman jog out to talk to his offense. Coach Cedars out there with his defense. Both of these men, especially this week, prior to sitting down and after sitting down for the interview on Coach's Corner, just absolutely the utmost respect for each other personally as well as each other's program and what they're doing. And wishing each other the very, very best. Neither, of course, wishing that the other guy would win.
Well, you know, you're right. This is great football. These two teams may be in different leagues, but this is great local football.
And, John, on the screen, fans are seeing where we'll be for the next one a week from tonight. Glen Oak comes to Worcester as the Federal League continues to come to town. And Glen Oak is another one that's loaded this year. So be with us September the 20th at 10:30 in the evening. Timeout's about over. We have a half a minute plus 1 second remaining until halftime.
Best of luck to the Generals as they take on Jackson tonight.
Yes.
Travis Clark up the middle. Let's see if the Golden Bears call time again. They do. The Golden Bears want the ball back in good field position, perhaps to give Mr. Lingenfelder another shot before the end of the half.
They'll take it. Waynedale now. Here comes Coach Cedar. And really what he's doing on the defensive side is reminding his ball club of some of the tendencies that they pointed out and then worked on this past week in practice. He said in my interview with him, John, that we got the kids back down to earth on Monday right away for practice after the victory over West Holmes, and we have done nothing but point to Triway ever since.
Well, Don, if you're Triway in this situation, thinking that the Golden Bears might be looking for the run and then the punt that would follow, you try and go for the quick hitter and maybe get some big yardage?
Well, remember the play I said, keep this one in mind. It was to the short side. There we go. And it was about a 5-yard pass completion with about a 10-yard run by Perry Hostetler in the early part of the first quarter. Something like that now would maybe break. Uh-oh, ball's on the ground.
Football fumbled.
Oh, and the Bears say they have it.
One time, they do have the football. Another big break for Waynedale, second of the night.
21 seconds remaining, John. I'm sure they'll give it a couple of pops, and they're, I don't know if they're well within Lingenfelder's range. I'm sure his leg is not as tight and nervous as it was on that first one.
Well, they will get it right at the 20-yard line.
Although I saw on the one set of numbers that Lingenfelder's number is 6. And the fellow who did the kicking was number 15.
Well, I know that on the set that I have, he didn't have a number at all, so I was assuming that you were correct. Never assume, I guess.
Well, I don't know.
But regardless
we'll
of who kicks, the Golden Bears do have a chance to take the lead before halftime. Let's see if they do, in fact, set up for the field goal with a couple of quick plays off tackle, or if they try to put the ball in the end zone.
They did a couple of things early on just inside the end to Miller that were very productive.
Cannon to the left side, Miller in motion to the right. And they will throw. Jensen over the middle. Got a man!
Oh, my! He's in the end zone.
They fumbled the football, but the Golden Bears come up with it for the touchdown.
Oh, my goodness. Incredible. As Bob Prince used to say, call a doctor. What a play and what great concentration. We've got a Bear down in the end zone. It may be Lemon.
Well, I think he may be down more from disgust with himself or disappointment that he fumbled the football. Now, you're right, he does look to be injured. But Lemon made the catch, crossed the goal line, thought he had the touchdown, but apparently fumbled just before he hit the goal line. Fortunately for the Golden Bears, Clint Miller was there, the tight end. He made the recovery, and regardless of how they got it, they're on the board.
They're on the board. 3 seconds remain, and they'll take whatever time officially to attend to the player who is down, and then and only then have the point after attempt, and that will pretty much do it.
Well, obviously the Golden Bears going for all of it, disdaining the field goal and saying, hey, we can put it in the end zone. They did so, and the underdog Waynedale Golden Bears draw first blood here, leading 6-0 as they continue to attend to the player down, who we believe was the receiver on the play, Joe Lemon.
Wow. What a first half.
Still looking at the injured player at the goal line.
This is more fun than a hidden microphone in the Oakland Athletics locker room to see who's going to fight with who.
Well, a very entertaining and interesting first half. If you like good defensive football, you have come to the right place.
Boy, they are taking a lot of time down there, John. Oh, he's standing. Oh, that's wonderful. Crowd begins to applaud. Lemon is up, John. That has to be encouraging for the Bears. He's walking off slowly, but he is walking off.
Well, it may have been a bell ringer as he was hit at the goal line, hit hard enough to jar the football loose. But as we said, tight end Clint Miller there to make the recovery and get 6 points for the Golden Bears. And now Lingenfelder getting set to kick the extra point.
John, I don't care what those guys on that TV beer commercial say. It doesn't get any better than this.
And across the way, Lemon gets a nice hand as he comes to his side of the field.
John, a little quiet over here on the Triway side, and that's understandable. Perhaps the Triway coaching staff, the only ones really with the perspective of what a Waynedale could do, and they've just seen it. Bad snap. Whoa,
and a good job by Jensen to get it down. The kick is up, and the kick is good.
That was Lingenfelder, and that was about 45 yards. His early one from out a little further than that field goal-wise. Maybe some nervousness, tight leg, and so on. Good job by the holder to get it up, though, because it skidded across the grass at the last moment.
And with 3 seconds remaining in the first half, Waynedale gets on the board, leading Triway 7-0. And Don, in addition to the fine play of the Waynedale defense, I think the fact that they've come out smoking tonight, haven't been tentative at all, have taken some chances, that's been the difference in the ball game so far.
Agree. Yes, just this touchdown play. We're talking about, well, maybe they'll move the ball, try to keep it center of the field, keep it lined up, a little conservative so that the kicker can hit one. And maybe the Titans were thinking the same thing. They're told contain, contain. And bingo, Jensen fires, and we've got a touchdown. And the Triway folks are stunned. This is a big touchdown with 3 seconds to go. You go into the half leading after a half of action that we have just seen. You're not necessarily the boss, but you're definitely climbing into the driver's seat.
Oh, a very physical first half, but you can bet the Titans will be ready as that one skids out of bounds.
And nothing off the clock. I'm sure Waynedale wanted somebody to just touch it over there and fall on it and finish it off. Lingenfelder did such a great job of stinging it to the far sideline.
And it's a good strategy by Coach Cedar and company, because the only way Triway is going to score in this half is to return the kick for a touchdown.
Right.
They don't have enough time to return it far enough even for field goal range, so they felt that by putting it on the ground, having one of the Titans fall on it, that would end the first half.
And Hamilton and Hostetler and at least 2 of the 3 out there, if not all 3, are capable of doing that for Triway.
So Lingenfelder will kick again. And this squib comes to the left side. And this one may roll out of bounds. Finally picked up on the left side. Hostetler picks it up.
Time is gone.
Gets out close to the 40, and that is the end of the first half. Surprise, surprise.
Oh, boy.
Waynedale leads Triway 7-0. We'll be back with tonight's halftime activity coming up right after this. You're watching high school football on Clear Picture, Channel 9 in Worcester. Parents perhaps a little disappointed as the Titans trail the Golden Bears by a score of 7-0. A defensive struggle, a series of turnovers in the first half for both teams, and Waynedale finally capitalizing with 3 seconds remaining in the first half on a rather strange play. Golden Bears passing from the 20-yard line. The pass from quarterback Jensen complete to Joe Lemon just short of the end zone. Lemon was hit hard, fumbled the ball into the end zone where the tight end, number 81, Clint Miller, fell on it for the touchdown. Lingenfelder added the point after, and that's where we stand right now as we enter the second half. Waynedale surprisingly on top of favorite Triway by a score of 7-0.
And John, Lingenfelder had to get that kick through and true so that he could go over, take off his shoulder pads, put his jersey back on, drop the drum harness on, and play drums and march with the band at halftime. And I understand he's an outstanding soccer player, too. So it's kind of neat to see the multi-talented people at Waynedale being allowed to excel at all the things they do, even though it probably takes some scheduling adjustments. We've got 24 minutes of football starting here. Waynedale kicking from the north side of the field to Triway, who will work south to north for the rest of this evening. Titans and Waynedale both came out very charged up. If it stays that way through the rest of the game, it's going to be a tie for the half.
Rob Hamilton back deep to receive, flanked on the left side by Chad Klein and on the right by Perry Hostetler. Officials getting their positions on the field on a very hot and humid night. Week number 3 of the high school football season. Lingenfelder puts his foot into the ball, and we are underway for the second half. Hostetler takes it on the second bounce, and he is hit hard as he crosses the 25-yard line, gets out close to the 27, and the Titans will put it in play, 1st and 10 from there.
Okay. Looking for 35. He was the initial hit on the tackle on the stop. I'm reading off a roster that has everybody alphabetical, and their numbers go all over the countryside. Jeff Miller came up to make that tackle on Hostetler.
Flinner give inside. Clark gets the call, and Clark is wrapped up by, guess who? Number 32, Jerry Miller, who has been all over Clark. As a matter of fact, Clark has had to wear him throughout most of the first half, and now here on the first play of the second half.
Perhaps Miller went into the locker room following Clark. He's shadowed him so closely here this evening. Travis a little bit frustrated, flipped the ball back toward the line. A guy who has cranked out some large yardage in the first 2 games, and it's obvious that Waynedale is keying on him tonight.
McMichael motion left. Now Clark gets a big run, and he crosses the 40-yard line out to the 42. All he needed was a little running room. Got it there. First down, Titans.
Travis Clark is the type guy that you just keep giving him the ball. Eventually, a lineman is going to get the block sustained for that extra split second that maybe Travis needs, or he's simply going to be able to go the other way to some other daylight. But as you saw there, previous play, he was stuffed. Second play, carries it all the way for a first down.
Mike Hoffa splits out way to the left side. We've got some confusion here, but no flags. Apparently the ball was snapped, and the left side of the Triway line did not move. There are no flags on the play, so a real broken place of confusion for the Triway offense, and that really hurts after a big first down play.
Well, it did, because it's going to bring the ball back to about the line of scrimmage. Flinner, a good job of getting anything out of that, as John described. And so here we are with second down and maybe 11, could be 12.
They'll call it a loss of a yard, 2nd and 11. Scott Dahl splits out wide to the left side.
Move.
And this time we have some motion. So whatever it was that ailed the Titans in the first half apparently was not corrected at halftime. And but we've got a personal foul. I beg your pardon. And I'm not sure. You know what it might be? It may be one of the Golden Bears trying to confuse the cadence of Scott Flinner, or rather Doug Flinner.
That's exactly what happened, because the Triway center went to the official right away, who was agreeing with him because he'd already made the call, Andy Westfall.
Now let's see what happens here. The official may have given consecutive personal fouls here, dead ball fouls, because he made the signal twice, and they have not moved the ball at all. Certainly they will move it at least one time and perhaps twice.
Coach Cedar is asking for an explanation, and this crew tonight isn't real vocal. Now he's going to get an explanation. The referee coming over.
It is a 15-yard mark-off, so the ball will be spotted at the Waynedale 44-yard line. One of the very few penalties of the night, and that one is as costly as they come.
Big break for the Titans.
So we will have to assume that the Golden Bears were trying to throw off Doug Flinner's cadence, and the referees on top of it, charging them with the penalty, and a big break for Triway. Travis Clark, and going nowhere, hanging on for dear life is Jerry Miller. Little finger pointing going on. His tempers flare a little bit here.
Toward the end of the first half, there was some chattering going on between the teams and jersey pulling. And gosh, I hope that doesn't degenerate any further in this half, because up to now we've had an incredible ball game, John, as far as action. You can't get any better as far as high school action than we've seen in this first half and early second half, and I hope it continues.
There's the delayed give to Hostetler, and he
Not
is
this time.
knifed down as he gets to the line of scrimmage. Shaw is there to make the tackle, and Don, it is truly remarkable what this Golden Bear defense is doing to the vaunted Triway running game.
And it is that. When Coach Cedar and I talked on Coach's Corner, he said, you know, we looked at lineups and so forth, and it appeared that maybe Triway might be down this year because of graduating all those players off that great 8-2 team last year. But in that backfield, they've got a tandem who have run together for most of last season, being, of course, Travis Clark and Perry Hostetler and a few others. And here's this Triway team expecting to outmuscle Waynedale, and Waynedale not having any of it. Pass.
Flinner to throw, well overthrown.
Oh.
The intended receiver was Rob Hamilton. Flinner let it go a little too early. There was some pressure, but not enough. I think Flinner perhaps just misjudged a little bit, and Hamilton unable to catch up with that one.
Well, John, you're 4th and 10 at the opponent's 44, roughly, yard line. Do you punt it, or do you try to make something out of it here?
Well, I think you try to pin him in deep, and that is exactly what they're going to do. A good kick here would put the Golden Bears inside their 20 and perhaps even further.
Pressure.
And the kick is a good one. As a matter of fact, it may be too good as it takes a Triway bounce and doesn't make it to the end zone. So the Titans got exactly what they wanted as Scott Dahl downs it at the 2-yard line.
Just like you write it up in the locker room, the ball started to just escalate or really accelerate toward the end zone and got down around the 3-yard marker there and spun to the right side and died.
42-yard punt by McMichael, but more impressive was the hop it took, bouncing back toward the Titans, stopping short of the end zone. It will be 1st and 10 from the Waynedale 2.5-yard line, and what you look for here is try to create the mistake, and in so doing, get the turnover and get the quick score. So let's see what the Golden Bears try and do here. Chad Jensen has to be careful, but the Golden Bears have thrown caution to the wind so far, but this may result in a safety. Let's see if he gets out of the end zone.
He was out of the end zone, but we'll see what we get for a spot. We've had some curious spots earlier in the game.
This time he gets out just past the goal line. It's a loss of 2. It'll bring up a 2nd and 12.
Yeah, you can't have any slow developing plays down there. It's got to be quick, zoom, and of course, Waynedale's offense is predicated on finesse, and it's bump and look for daylight and so forth. So now they're going to spread it out and see what they can do.
Well, let's see if they throw it here. 2nd and 12, and a flag is down. If we had movement or too much time. Won't matter if it's against Waynedale. But
well,
apparently it's against Triway, and that'll give the Golden Bears some breathing room.
Somebody lining up in the neutral zone. A hand or a helmet over that football. Okay, John, want to let the viewers at home know that it's contest time. The first caller right now at 345-8511 will win a great-looking T-shirt from Performance Pontiac Olds GMC Toyota Volkswagen in Worcester. Just be caller number 1 right now at 345-8511.
Brad Hewitt checks into the ball game at the last minute, then splits out to the right side, the short side of the field. And Jensen wants to throw, and almost intercepted off the fingertips.
Tip, and drop.
Of Sean Cannon.
Courageous playmaking and passing. Play calling by the Waynedale coaching staff. I think this is called pulling out all stops, John.
Well, it is, and I think the philosophy here is that perhaps Triway is trying to tackle the ball, force a fumble, force a turnover, and if you've got someone open in the seam, they could go for big yardage. But right now, a mountain to climb, 3rd down and 7. The ball at the Waynedale 5-yard line. Jensen again to throw, pumps once, throws it up, and nobody home. Mastering got there at the last moment, but no chance to catch it. So the pressure now goes on the punter of Waynedale, Joe Lemon. He will punt from his own end zone. And here the Titans once again should get excellent field position.
Key is a good exchange between snapper and kicker. and then kicking within yourself, not trying to put it out over the 50-yard line, because that's basically impossible from there, and then hope something good happens for your team.
Miller will punt. Apparently Lemon still injured, unable to punt. And this one takes a Waynedale hop. Hamilton fields at the 41. He's got room
Still
down
going.
the left side. And Hamilton brought down, but not before he gets to the 26-yard line.
7 minutes, 16 seconds remain in period number 3. And Triway with a real opportunity here, John, starting out at about the 27-yard line of Waynedale.
So the field getting shorter and shorter for that Titan offense, as Triway does, in fact, get the field position it was looking for. And a big challenge here for the Golden Bears, who lead 7-0.
Keep.
Flinner, the keeper, he's got plenty of time. Now he pulls it down. We've got a flag. And knocked out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. That may be a hold or even a clip. Perhaps it's a hold, and I think that's what the call is. Wardell making the stop for Waynedale.
Official indicating with fingers, digits, the number of the player who committed the felony. 7 minutes, 1 second remain in period number 3. And folks, we've got us a ball game here on Channel 9.
Triway trailing 7-0. Waynedale getting on the board with just 3 seconds remaining in the first half, as tight end Clint Miller fell on a fumble in the end zone. Lingenfelder added the point after. And Triway looking for the tying score. We've got some discussion with the Golden Bear captains down there.
And it appears the walk-off will come from the end of the play. Okay.
Well, now they're going back to the line of scrimmage. Let's wait and see.
Some of the fans deriding the length of time for the officials to execute their duties.
Well, it is ultimately marked at the 38-yard line. And the Titans will go from there. 1st and 20. Scott Dahl splits out to the left side. Hamilton in the slot. Beg your pardon, McMichael in the slot.
Leonard turned it up a little bit.
On his own across the 35 and down to the 33-yard line. And Don still, with the exception of that one 10 or 12-yard pickup by Clark, nothing doing on the ground for Triway.
Waynedale has really come out with their backs arched. And golly, you know, you're a Triway fan. Well, we're starting to hear some of it. A little bit of frustration on this side. They expected not necessarily a walk away, but they didn't expect this. And Waynedale is just not going to leave.
Bogner and Hoffa out to the left side. Flinner now looks to the right. Hamilton is there. Gets to the 40-yard line. He's got some room down the right side. Stays in bounds, cuts back in, and he will go for a Triway touchdown.
Flag, maybe a clip.
It is a clip because the Golden Bear, who was knocked down from behind, appeared to be injured for a moment. Flinner down on one knee at the 34-yard line. He can't believe it.
Incredible. What a courageous run by Hamilton.
34-yard touchdown run after the pass, and it will be negated by the penalty. That really has to hurt. And you're right, a nifty run by Hamilton after making the reception.
He just picked his way, followed his block. Fans from Triway don't like it. They're expressing it via the All-American boo, but it was a good call. It's unfortunate that it happened, but it was a good call.
Now, this should come from the spot of the foul, which won't be as bad. It will still be a gain on the play.
It will not be a first down, but it'll be a lot closer to it.
Obviously, it takes the touchdown off the board, but it will be fairly close to first down yardage as they mark it at the 23-yard line. They need to get to about the 16 for a first down, so not a total loss for the Titans, but you hate to take points off the board.
Yeah. Some of the fans down below getting a little ouchy. They're starting to get into ancestry and family of origin and stuff like that.
They know they've scouted your family tree, huh, Don?
Somebody's tree. These guys in stripes are going to have to run out of here tonight.
Pass complete to McMichael. Great reception. Good for the first down.
Courageous catch.
Troy McMichael went high. He knew he was going to take a shot, but he hung on to the football. The Titans come right back and get the first down.
So perhaps, even though a touchdown was negated by the inadvertent penalty, it wasn't a blatant clip, but it was a clip. Maybe it fired up the Titans here in the latter moments of quarter number 3.
Well, it certainly gives them a lift and a chance to tie the score here. They trail 7-0. And Clark gets the call, has some running room, and finally dragged down at about the 7-yard line.
John Travis Clark made 5 and maybe 6 yards, hopping on one leg, pulling the player who was wrapped around his other, and we've got a player down.
That was Jason Oberle who hung on, grabbed Clark at about the 11, and finally dragged him down at the 6-yard line.
It's a Waynedale Golden Bear, perhaps the one who was hanging on to Travis Clark, and it looks like they're giving him the stretch for cramp treatment out there.
There obviously is a lot of that tonight, as we mentioned several times, a very hot and humid night.
Triway really moving. Travis Clark somewhat frustrated in the first half by a swarming Waynedale defense, who obviously came in here tonight pointing to tackle him, John.
That's right, Don, and with this timeout on the field, we will take a break. 5:33 remaining in the third quarter. There you see the score, Waynedale 7, but Triway on the move. You're watching high school football on Clear Picture, Channel 9 in Worcester.
Tired of automobile salesmen that are here today, but gone tomorrow?
Hello? Hello?
Visit the auto dealership that provides a solid sales force. Fritz Horn, Matt Dunn, Mike Dunn, Tom Lyons, Gene Monterelli, Fred Irwin. These and others on the performance team would like to not only service you now, but for many years down the road. Performance, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, GMC Truck, Toyota, Volkswagen. We make believers. Let us prove it to you.
I am Zorro.
Out of the past rides a man of destiny.
Is not Zorro a man of action?
A defender of the poor.
Who are you? Zorro. At your service.
A master of romance.
Anger brings a very pretty blush to your cheeks.
And a hero whose fight against tyranny became a legend for all time.
Justice will be ours.
Sunday at 8:30, 7:30 Central.
The injured player, Jamie Walters, hobbled over to the sideline. Clark gets the call.
Hostetler trying to block for Clark, excuse me.
And Clark gets near the 5 and very close to first down yardage. It is in fact the first down. First and goal for the Titans inside the Waynedale 5-yard line.
Travis, maybe he's going to tie a shoe or...
Apparently just an equipment problem or a shoe problem, but he is up quickly to his feet. And the Titans driving now for what would be the tying score, provided they are able to convert the point after. First and goal, ball inside the 5. Waynedale leads 7-0. Waning moments of the third quarter.
I'm sorry, Hostetler.
Hostetler on the right side, and he is knocked down at the 3.
He was running like Clark that time. Came from the other side. Triway spread it out on the Golden Bears that time. Double wideouts far side, split end over here on the near side. And that, of course, spreads the defense. But one thing we've seen all night, John, is Waynedale, all of them on defense, get to the ball in a hurry once the play starts.
Brandon Emerson making the big stop for the Golden Bears. Second and goal from the 3.
Wow.
Clark and Hostetler. Clark the call. Clark straight ahead, very close to the goal line.
He did it.
In for the touchdown.
Travis Clark, senior fullback number 34, frustrated a lot of the game by the swarming Waynedale defense. 4:07 on the clock in the third period, and he busts it over from 3 yards out. Now, does Triway kick to tie, or do they go for 2 for the win?
Well, I think here with so much time left, they're going to attempt to kick. It'll be Troy McMichael, a very big kick. But even if he should miss here, still another quarter to play and some change. Spot is down, kick is up, plenty of distance, and right through the uprights. We are tied at 7. 4:07 remaining in the third quarter. Stay right where you are, as this one may go down to the wire. Travis Clark, a 3-yard run to tie the score after the point after by McMichael. 7-all, 4:07 remaining in the third period.
Well, John, we're early in the football season, but the rest of the way tonight, on into the rest of the games that we do, they're going to have to go some to equal what we've seen thus far. This has been exciting.
It's been very well played, and the fact that these are two very close rivals, although they do play in different leagues, they see each other, both Wayne County teams, and it is the battle for bragging rights anyway for the year to come, and Waynedale would certainly like to come away with a victory. Triway with the momentum now after the touchdown, trying to stop that, turn things around, and pull this one out.
Bears shifting and shifting again.
McMichael will kick off.
Short. Oh, my.
The kick gets away now.
Wow.
Taken on a hop.
Really?
And I believe that is Mastering.
The original receiver, and this is an end-over-end kick. McMichael kicks the quote-unquote old straight-on style. It was up above his head, and he decided to try and pull it in via the hands, which is not a good idea. And fortunately for Waynedale, it bounced up into the arms of one of the other upbacks, and Waynedale is in business at their own 33.
1st and 10. Under 4 minutes to play now.
High pitch.
Pitch comes to the left side. And getting out across the 30 to the 32, short of the line of scrimmage.
Right. Nothing on that.
And the ball carrier is Jeff Miller, number 35.
Triway's defense, especially the linebackers, did an excellent job of stringing that out until enough help could come along from the backside to shut it down.
Loss of 1 brings up 2nd down and 11 from the 32. Mastering and Hewitt split out wide to the right side. Lemon apparently out of the ball game, perhaps for the night. Jensen rolls to his right side. And a great defensive play by Snurr on the far side of the field, dragging down Jensen well behind the line of scrimmage at the 26-yard line.
About a 6, maybe 7-yard loss on the play. And if your picture bobbed a little bit there, folks, it's because the Triway coaches, press box coaches, were reacting to what was going on in the field, and this whole place was vibrating.
All right, big play for the Golden Bears.
Major play.
3rd and 16. Jensen is sacked by Clark. He almost got it away, but Travis Clark hung on, and a big defensive play by Travis Clark, the 5'10", 190-pound senior.
Travis Clark from his inside linebacker position. He's obviously pumped after scoring the touchdown moments ago, and the senior leadership coming through. He saw the opening in the line of scrimmage and drilled Jensen. And John, barring anything wild and woolly, Triway's going to get the ball back in pretty good field position, but Waynedale wants to tuck right here.
Well, certainly the momentum has shifted here. The Titans very sluggish throughout most of the first half, and the early moments of the second half finally got on the board to tie the score with just over 4 minutes remaining, and now they have used that as a springboard to kind of take control here, and as you say, hoping to work into position for a score that would enable them to take the lead.
Well, there's Coach Jeff Huffman going out. First of all, he pops Travis Clark on the helmet and on the backside. Good job, Travis. And now he's talking to his special team group to tell them what to watch for, some of the Waynedale tendencies, and then also to remind his receivers, guys, we take no chances. We just want the ball. We don't want to try and catch one in between people, hoping to take it all the way back and inadvertently fumble and lose it.
Jerry Miller will punt. Rob Hamilton deep, standing at his own 46-yard line. Joe Lemon out of the ball game.
Low.
Chances are we won't see him again. Nice kick by Miller, taken by Hamilton lets it drop, and now picks it up at the 35 and gets out across the 40 to the 43-yard line. A dangerous decision that
Very
time
much so.
by Hamilton. As it took a Waynedale bounce, Hamilton decided he better catch up with it, and he did bring it back to the 43-yard line. Titans will put it in play there.
He probably didn't hear Coach with all the shouting. When you do that, you'd better make the play, and Hamilton did. Good hands. Of course, we saw him on an excellent 34-yard broken field run into the end zone that was called back on an inadvertent clip, but clip nonetheless. And now, here come the Titans on offense once again at about their own 43.
Hamilton has to come out of the ball game. He may have an equipment problem. Number 35, Kirk Miller, into the game. And here is the give on the right side for the Titans. Yardage out close to the 45-yard line. Perry Hostetler running the football. And he picks up about a yard on the play.
One of the band members with the purple and white banner. T in white on the purple, running up and down the track, attempting to incite the crowd. I don't think they need any inciting.
Broken play as Hostetler lost his footing. Flinner has to keep it himself. And Flinner just gets out to the 45-yard line. Not much doing there as time is running out here in the third quarter.
That's one of the track cross-country players getting some time in uniform and time in practice.
He's pretty fast. I looked at the monitor. There he was. I looked again. He was gone.
He was gone. Well, it's a small monitor.
Big third down play for Triway. 3rd and 8 from their own 45. Flinner to throw. And it is complete.
The flag is going to be in the line of scrimmage area. That's where the official threw it. That's the direction he threw it. Fans want some pass interference out there a little further along. Let's see what we get.
Well, Hoffa made the reception, had the first down, but this one apparently will go against Triway.
Ouch. It's a good play for the Titans, and the penalty bugaboo rearing its ugly head with just 21 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Coach Huffman going to send a ball player in to either remove somebody or give him a play and remind them of what he wants. But nonetheless, it's 3rd down and 7 or 8 to go.
Ryan Bogner checking into the ball game.
4th down. They just turn over the down marker.
So Flinner.
Wow.
I beg your pardon. That is McMichael. I thought it was Flinner in punt formation, but he is one of the F-backs. And a bad snap. And the Golden Bears almost get it and do well to avoid running into the kicker. This one takes a Triway bounce, but the Golden Bears will still get very good field position at their own 39-yard line.
What else can happen tonight, John?
Well, it hasn't been especially pretty, but it has its bright spots, especially the aggressive play of both teams, particularly Waynedale.
The level of activity, level of action has, I think, diminished some here in the second half for both teams. Triway, of course, though, able to come through with a great score to tie the game.
And Jensen will let time run out here in the third quarter. This one is up for grabs, folks. 12 minutes of football yet to be played. Triway 7, Waynedale 7. We'll be back with the fourth quarter coming up right after this. You're watching high school football on Clear Picture, Channel 9 in Worcester.
When you need to know the local weather forecast, why wait for the news when you can get it every 5 minutes on the Weather Channel? Our local forecast is accurate and up to the minute, and now it takes on a new look. You'll see colorful graphics that are easier to read and understand for all weather conditions. Plus, there's local radar in every local forecast. And you get the time, temperature, wind information, and chance of precipitation for today, tomorrow, and the week ahead. It's the new improved local forecast every 5 minutes, only on the Weather Channel.
ESPN means business for local advertisers. Get Major League results by advertising on the network that puts your message in exciting sports programming all year round. Team up with ESPN. We mean business.
Channel 9 bringing a great high school football game your way on this Friday the 13th. There you see the score, Waynedale 7, Triway 7. Waynedale scoring as time ran out in the first half, and Triway answering with a touchdown at the 4:07 mark of the third quarter. That's where we stand right now. The Golden Bears will have the football. Joe Lemon, the talented sophomore running back for the Golden Bears, was hit at the goal line just before halftime as he caught a pass, fumbled the football into the end zone. Clint Miller fell on it for the touchdown, but we have not seen Lemon back in the ball game since, and I guess we can assume that he will not return tonight. That is most unfortunate, but we hope that he is okay and will be ready for next week.
Well, absolutely. We all send those wishes to Joe Lemon.
Oh, Miller
nearly
has
fumbled.
trouble hanging onto the football, and he may have had it stripped away.
Titans going right after the football as the runner arrived at the line of scrimmage.
Miller got the ball, but he was holding it in an upright position as opposed to parallel to the ground, and did well to hang on to it. Lost a half yard on the play.
Titans beginning to win the battle of the line of scrimmage on defense here in the second half.
Hewitt sprints out to the left side, and now Jeff Miller in motion to the left as well. Jensen looks this way.
There it is.
And it's complete to Mastering at midfield. Bo Mastering makes the reception, a 5'9", 137-pound sophomore, and a first down for Waynedale.
He's almost as big as the Ice Cube. Excellent play. Some of that finesse, timing that Waynedale is famous for. It gave West Holmes fits last week. The Bears want to drive down for something. They'll take a long field goal from their drummer, kicker, soccer player, Lingenfelder, whatever it takes to go ahead in this ball game.
Brian Hewitt hobbled off the field. Miller fumbles again, picks it up, and stays on his feet.
Wow.
Picks up a couple of yards.
What a recovery.
It was especially impressive, Don, because as he was fumbling around, he was looking upfield, and that's a good way to lose the football and to not be able to come up with it. I mean, it was already on the ground, and but he was able to have the presence of mind to pick up the football, run forward, and pick up about 3 yards on the play.
Really, he made a lot out of nothing and near disaster. 10 minutes, 25 seconds remain in the ball game. Fourth quarter here at Triway Stadium.
We're tied at 7 as Miller goes in motion left once again. Jensen in trouble.
Pressure.
And Jensen is going to be sacked at his own 45-yard line.
He didn't have a chance. The blocking broke down on the left side of the Waynedale offensive line. Triway came in with a head of steam and just ran him right off his feet.
3 or 4 purple jerseys there to greet him. A loss of about 6 or 7 on the play. It brings up 3rd and 13. The ball marked officially now at the 47-yard line.
Triway fans wanted it marked back about 6 or 7 yards, but where progress was stopped, that's where the official threw the marker, as he has done for Flinner on occasion tonight.
Jensen,
deep
here
drop.
Comes the blitz, setting up the screen, and the pass.
A little bit of
complete
room
on the left side.
A
Good
little
yardage.
bit more. Oh my!
And going for
still going. Another 5 yards.
It's the tight end Clint Miller who made the reception.
Woo.
And that is one of the biggest plays of the night.
Really?
Perhaps the biggest, as the touchdown to Hamilton was called back.
I thought he was going down somewhere between the 25 and 20, and then somehow he righted himself and fell forward to where you see the ball at about the 17.
37 yards on the pass and the catch. Clint Miller making the reception. And Waynedale knocking at the door. Still plenty of time in this one. 9:21 remaining. But, Don, a score of any kind, particularly a touchdown here, would look awfully good for the Golden Bears.
It really would. As we said a little while ago, a little earlier, Waynedale will settle for a field goal from Lingenfelder, but it would be an absolute monumental statement were they to put it in for a touchdown.
Well, we'll see what happens when we come back. 9:21 remaining in regulation. Waynedale 7, Triway 7. You're watching high school football on Clear Picture, Channel 9 in Worcester.
Every week, TV Guide pulls together everything that's going on television. Then we lay it all out to help you decide what's best for you and your family. This week highlights 7 days worth of top-flight programming. Daily guidelines alert you to each day's best bets, and our close-ups give you concise, in-depth background on noteworthy shows. So for the single-source guide that tells you how your TV entertainment options really stack up, order TV Guide now at an exclusive cable discount.
Tired of automobile salesmen that are here today but gone tomorrow?
Hello? Hello?
Visit the auto dealership that provides a solid sales force. Fritz Horn, Matt Dunn, Mike Dunn, Tom Lyons, Gene Monterelli, Fred Irwin. These and others on the performance team would like to not only service you now, but for many years down the road. Performance, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, GMC Truck, Toyota, Volkswagen. We make believers. Let us prove it to you.
First and 10, Waynedale at the Triway, 18-yard line. Score tied at 7. 9:21 remaining in the ball game. Pass to the right side. Great effort, but the reception made out of bounds.
The receiver didn't have total control of the ball as he went across the sideline. A good call by the official, but John, 4 or 5 inches the other way, and that's a completion.
Sean Cannon had the reception, but as you say, out of bounds, incomplete. 2nd and 10. And I guess the spot actually closer to the 17-yard line.
And, John, even though that was not completed, or it was completed but out of bounds, that gives you, the defender for Triway, something else to think about. That sideline out pass.
Motion right side is Miller. Jensen looks that way. Throws. Pass is complete.
Yes.
And the ball now marked inside the 10-yard line as Miller makes another big reception.
And he's paying a price on those receptions. He is really getting thumped. One of the people getting up in a purple jersey was Travis Clark, who drilled him after he caught the pass. But nonetheless, he caught it, making 3rd down and 2, long 1, the next situation.
Clint Miller has been Johnny on the spot tonight. In the right place at the right time, recovered the fumble in the end zone. Now 2 big receptions on this drive. 3rd down and 2. They give to Miller, and Miller will have the first down as he gets near the 5-yard line.
He's shoved a long way back as whistles blow, but it'll be forward progress, and from where the official is standing on the 5, will not have one of those back it up 2 or 3 spots that we had in the first half. And the Waynedale fans erupt as they see the sticks move. John, it's going to be 1st and goal with 8 minutes, 27 seconds remaining in the game.
Well, there must be something magic about week number 3. Wasn't the Worcester-Jackson game about week number 3 last year?
I think it was.
And this one has been a dandy as the Golden Bears go for the lead score. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. Let's see if they try and run it in. Miller gets the call. Miller very close to pay dirt. Into the end zone.
He did it.
Touchdown.
Oh, my. What second effort. Incredible second effort. Johnny was hit at the 2 and surrounded by purple jerseys at the 1, and somehow he got it in there.
I have been most impressed by many of the Golden Bears tonight, but especially, I believe, quarterback Jensen and running back Miller. They have done the job, and the Golden Bears go on top. A 5-yard run with 8:05 to play, and Lingenfelder, who you would assume would be Mr. Automatic, gets set to kick the point after.
The Waynedale band is playing Born to be Wild. Oh, for heaven's sake. The Titans have to be thinking, who are these guys? We've got a flag. Too much time.
Well, I hate the overused expression they came to play, but the guys in brown and gold
Delay.
certainly did.
Well, there's a delay penalty, so Lingenfelder's going to back it up 5. He'll hit it at the 15, add the 10 yards of the end zone. It's going to be a 25-yard point after. He has plenty of leg to hit it, but what effect does that penalty have on his mental set as he comes up to whack it?
Snap is a good one. Jensen gets it down. Plenty of distance.
Absolutely nothing.
And it is
Nope.
no good.
It's off to the side.
Over the right upright,
Whoa!
just outside. So that could come back to haunt the Golden Bears. As we said, a good 15 or 20 extra yards on the kick, but it went a little bit wide to the right.
Those are tough. I know the Ohio High School Athletic Association sets the size of the goalposts. But for fans and for officials alike, I like the ones in college and the pros that go up another 12, 14 feet. Because if one is going to hit an upright and fly away and fall no good, it's very, very obvious. As it is, we watched both of those officials bow their bodies back to watch it. It was that close, so it couldn't have been more than a foot either way.
Well, Triway with plenty of time to work here. 8:05 remaining in the fourth quarter, and the decision, some of the pressure taken off of Triway head coach Huffman, because he doesn't have to worry if the Titans are able to score the touchdown, whether or not to go for 2 or 1, because the... That's interesting. The two teams lined up the wrong way.
We're seeing, tell me they're not excited. Mark Glasgow hands me a note to remind us, John, that last week the final score between Waynedale and West Holmes was Waynedale 14, which Triway can accomplish if they score and get the extra point after. West Holmes 13. That's what Waynedale has just now. A missed extra point was the difference in that one. What irony, as here we are with 8:05 remaining in the final quarter of action. Waynedale leading 13-7 and missing a point after.
Hostetler takes it.
Good run
at
back.
his own 18-yard line,
Still
on
going.
his feet, and out to the 39-yard line.
And he ignites the home faithful and the cheerleaders and his teammates down in front of us. Doug Flinner has the final word before the series from Coach Huffman, and he's in the huddle right now.
Running like a man possessed on the kick return, Perry Hostetler gets the Titans pretty good field position, 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. 7:47, clock on the move. Flinner with the pitch to Hostetler, flag on the far side. Hostetler knocked out of bounds after a gain of a couple. And this could be an offensive penalty, perhaps a hold, perhaps a motion.
And if it's either of those, John, there's going to be some upset folks down below us here. There it is, motion. And our good friend Jack Miller, the PA announcer for the Triway folks here, doing a good job of staying composed downstairs on the microphone. He was a little bit edgy at halftime. I'm sure he feels better with 7 points up there. He'll feel a lot better if his hometown Triway Titans can get another 7.
Well, Don, I was down near the field and listening to what some of the fans were saying at halftime, and they were saying it's going to be a totally different game, but there was some doubt in their voice.
Yeah.
And right now, Waynedale with the lead, 13-7, 7:41 remaining. Clark gets the call. Clark with
what a
good
burst.
yardage, going across the 40 out to the 42-yard line.
Travis Clark, John, he got it all back and then some.
Good forward surge by the Triway front 5, making some room for Travis Clark, and he took advantage. They'll bring up a 2nd and 8, pickup of 7 on the play after the 5-yard penalty.
Well, reading between the lines when I interviewed Travis along with Doug Flinner on Coach's Corner, he'd like to go on into college and play football. Wants to bulk up and just look good for scouts that come along, plus helping his Triway Titans just like that.
Well, he's got the heart for it, no question about it.
He
the
really
drive,
does.
The determination, the desire. And that time he gets out to the 44-yard line. Set up a 3rd and 5 for the Titans from there. Titans, Don, can be very patient on this drive and try and grind things out on the drive and mix in some passes as well and see what happens. But still plenty of time with 6:36 and counting in the fourth quarter. Waynedale on top, 13-7. Flinner to throw over the middle.
Over
and
everybody.
Overthrown. The intended receiver, Hamilton.
Oh, no.
And Hamilton
no.
got a call that he shouldn't have gotten.
No way.
And the Waynedale coaches across the way are furious. They have a right to be.
Unfortunately.
Because Hamilton was, I believe he may have fallen, but if he fell, it was after the play.
He stumbled and he fell into the defender who was further down the field from him. The official on top of the play. Sorry, Triway fans. We love you and it's fun, but you just got a gift. And it was a terrible call.
Absolutely.
Just rerun it and look at it again, those of you who are videotaping it. And the official who called it, I love it when the guy 35 yards away throws the flag, and they're the same guys that can't make a decent spot in the first quarter.
Well, it's no question Hamilton did go down, and probably as a result of contact. But the pass was already overthrown, and it already hit the ground. The play was over.
Well, in addition to that, John, the defender was further toward the goal line than Hamilton, and Hamilton fell into him.
Here comes Flinner, and Miller makes a big play. Great pursuit by Jerry Miller.
It looks like Waynedale got a little upset after the artistic, and I hate it when that stuff affects a game of this caliber. This game is too good to have that affect the outcome.
Had some players tangled up at about the 37-yard line, but all is taken care of now as Miller came across making the big defensive play. Now,
I'm not sure what happened there at all.
Titans,
they must have called that a completed pass.
Well, it may have been a fumble, and one of the Titans recovered.
That could be.
Getting a 2-yard gain on the play, so the Titans get a break. 2nd and 8 at the Waynedale 38-yard line.
Clark,
second
still
effort.
Going.
And Clark with good yardage.
What a runner. Travis Clark, number 34. He loves to carry it to you on offense, and when he's on defense, he'll hit you the same way you hit him.
Big number 78, Brad Sloan, was hanging on, but Clark was able to drag ahead for a couple of extra yards, and it will bring up a 3rd and 4, under 5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter.
Critical down.
Here comes Clark.
Fumble.
Clark.
Oh, my. Who has it? Who has it?
Down near the 30-yard line, very close to the first down.
Flinner fell on the ball. Travis ran into a buzzsaw, and the ball seemed to be stripped. It came backwards a little bit. Doug Flinner alertly, John, on the ball to save the day for the Titans. They have to go for it here. 4.5 minutes remaining.
And there's no question they will have to go for it here. Clark and Holstetler.
Hold your breath.
The backs behind Flinner. 4th and inches. And Clark gets the first down, but barely.
Still up. No whistles yet. There they go.
So the Titans get what they were looking for, the first down. The Golden Bears, trying to anticipate the snap count, came charging, but Clark was able to get the yardage off of left tackle. And a first down at the 28-yard line. Keep in mind, Waynedale missed the extra point, so a touchdown and a conversion will give Triway the lead.
So,
Dahl and Bogner split out to the right side. I formation for the Titans. Hostetler
inside.
Second back through it. He is punished.
Crunch.
Big number 66, Brandon Emerson, put a whale of a lick on Perry Hostetler, who had a head of steam. And a good shot on the play after a gain of about 2.
Made it all the more of a crunching collision because Hostetler was right up to speed at the point that he was tackled. Now some confusion. We've got players
now
in,
Clark
out,
late
back
into
in.
The ball game.
We may have a delay penalty. Wow, okay. Hostetler decides, I'm not going to wait. I'm calling timeout.
And a good
Very
decision there because
move.
all the receivers had come off the field. Clark went in late. They had 3 backs, and I don't think anybody was quite sure what was going on. That timeout won't hurt them. There's only 3:21 remaining.
Senior Hostetler, even though normally the quarterback is the one that calls that, Flinner couldn't really see what was occurring behind him. And Hostetler with a panorama. Notice how I worked that in, Mark? A panoramic view there. Ha ha ha. Just said, hey, this isn't working. Timeout.
Well, better to take the time than risk the mistake in this situation, going for a game-tying and perhaps game-leading score.
Coach Cedar out there with his defensive squad individually going to his linemen and linebackers. Coach Huffman just about done with his offense. So with 3 minutes, 21 seconds remaining, you folks that had something to do, I suggest you cancel it because this isn't over yet.
All right, here we go. Second down, let's call it 9. The ball at the Waynedale 28-yard line. Hostetler with a head of steam and a couple blockers ahead of him, but again, the wall of golden jerseys turn him back as he crosses the 25-yard line.
Triway went to the power eye on that one.
Hostetler had the head of steam, and as we said, a couple of backs blocking for him ahead, but Golden Bears still able to make the stop after a gain of 4. 3rd down and 5. Clock still not a factor, but becoming one. 2:50 to play. Flinner wants to throw. Right side, got a man. Complete. And very close, but perhaps short of first down yardage. The reception by Hostetler on the far side, and apparently about a yard short of the sticks. So again, and they've done it many times. As a matter of fact, they did it on their first or second drive. They will go for it here on 4th down. Really no choice.
Okay, who's going to get the ball? Travis Clark or Travis Clark?
I wouldn't be surprised to see Hostetler get it. Clark is the best bet, but I wouldn't be surprised.
In a set like this, if Hostetler stayed in the game, and I don't know whether he did.
He is in there. And Clark gets the call. Very close.
Whoa. Tremendous collision in the line.
It looks, from our vantage point, as though he may have gotten it, and he did.
Titan players rejoice, as does the crowd, as does your son. Must have some friends at Triway.
He's watching the clock.
Oh, I see. When it's over, then you guys go home.
That's right.
Okay. Well, our cameraman, playback person, Max Glasgow, is praying that we don't go to overtime because this is going to be a long enough replay as it is.
All right, the give is to Clark on first down.
Oh, my.
And he is pulled down at the 20-yard line. Boy, those Golden Bears just won't quit.
Well, they won't quit, plus the fact that they saw something, again, that they'd worked on all week, and they just defeated everybody up front, and Travis Clark didn't have a chance.
Now they will give a real gift here, forward progress down to the 16-yard line, which is the original, well, a little bit beyond the original line of scrimmage. Second and a long 9. Flinner to throw in and out of the hands of Perry Hostetler. Incomplete, but we've got a flag.
We do have a flag, and it stops the clock with just under a minute 20 remaining in the game. Now let's see what happens and see whose side's happy and whose side of Rooters is upset.
It's
offensive
on Triway.
Pass interference.
And now the clock really becomes a factor.
And that involves loss of down. Ouch. Oh, that's a stunning blow. Maybe that's why he was so, I guess that's why he was so open.
Now, Don, essentially it comes down to 2 downs, if in fact they do go with the loss of down. 2 downs for the Titans. Do you get a little conservative on defense, or do you maintain that aggressive posture?
You better keep coming, because if you change up, my opinion, you change up at this point of the game, that's when you get knocked off your feet or you make the wrong move and somebody scores. What an incredible ball game, and it comes down to the final minute 19 with the Titans on the 31-yard line of the Waynedale Golden Bears, who right now courageously lead 13-7. But stay tuned, folks, it ain't over yet.
The down marker has been flipped. 3rd down, setting up the screen. Hamilton makes the catch. Same play he scored on. This time, knocked down at the 20-yard line. And do we have a loose football? No, Hamilton is down, and the Golden Bears have the football.
And, oh, my word.
Hamilton got hit hard, lost the football, and the Golden Bears come up with it with 1:07 remaining. Waynedale leading 13-7.
Coach Huffman has to have just lost about 5 years off his life. He'll recover between now and tomorrow morning. But what a courageous game by the Waynedale Golden Bears. And I think objective fans from all schools, including Triway, will indicate that that it was that type of ball game. Waynedale had to give everything that it had to even think about being in the game at this point, and it looks like they may win it.
Miller gets the call. Not much going off the left side. Titans will have to spend a timeout.
And, of course, they used one in a strategic situation a little while ago. And I think that leaves them with one more, John.
That should do it. Number 33, David Snurr, makes the timeout call with 40 seconds remaining. And if the Golden Bears are able to hang on to the football, there is no way that the Titans can get their hands back on it.
No.
You know, Rob Hamilton made a great play. As we said earlier, he scored that 34-yard touchdown that was negated by the clip. And that play on its way to working again until he was hit hard and fumbled, and the Golden Bears got it back.
Well, on the play that came back, the touchdown that was called back, he was able, with just the wonderful shiftiness of his run and the like, he was able to keep the defenders crossed up, and they weren't able to really come at him and pop him. They were reaching for him. But on this particular one, it almost looked like he was waiting for a block, John. And instead of the block for him, it was a block on him. And unfortunately, the ball came loose, and Waynedale has the ball. But I will say this to everybody, Mr. Hamilton did not lose this ball game. What a courageous player.
No question about it. As the Golden Bears get set to huddle up around their quarterback, Jensen, who will go down to one knee as soon as the ball is snapped. There he goes. Triway trying to knife through there, but Jensen covers up the football, and the clock ticking away, 32-31, and the Titans unable to stop it.
The Bears will do it one more time.
And the Golden Bear fans across the way are on their feet.
They are on their feet and celebrating, and gosh, you're a high school athlete, I don't care what the sport is, when the folks from home or at home do that, your blood just races.
Well, Triway came in here.
6-5.
I should say Waynedale came in here with a mission tonight. We've got a flag as the delay of game penalty will set them back 5 more yards. They will have to snap the football one more time, but no question that they were a team on a mission tonight, and they have come away with a 13-7 victory, barring a turnover here.
Well, I'm not so sure, John, that some of the media speculation locally as well as out of town, Akron, Mansfield Way, and so forth, as to who's the best, the Wayne County League or the Mohican Area Conference, might have ignited a few people. And unfortunately, our friends at Triway tonight are maybe paying for that, as did West Holmes a week ago.
Triway off to a good start at 2-0, but they will come away with this one. Come away with a 13-7 loss, and look at the Golden Bears as they storm onto the field, and that, my friends, is jubilation.
What a night, and hey, I said at the top of this thing, I'm not a prophet as such, but I believe, John, that we had the best game in town, best game in the area, and with what we saw, I'll stay with that.
One of the best high school games you will ever see, the final from Triway High School. Waynedale 13, Triway 7. Don and I will be back to wrap it up coming up right after this. You're watching high school football on Clear Picture, Channel 9 in Worcester.
World economics, a complex, ever-changing machine. What happens within its delicate framework affects every minute of your life. Whether your concerns are on Main Street or with Wall Street, you need information to manage them intelligently. Every day, CNN gives you a thorough look at changes in the economics machine, viewing details in ways you can understand. Business news to keep you in time with change on CNN.
Credentials. Would you go to a lawyer who got his degree from Harvard or from the ABC School of Law and Carpentry? Credentials. Would you rather have a meal from a gourmet chef or a meal from Cousin Huey's Backyard Barbecue? Credentials. Only the best will do, and for the best automobile service, Performance has it. Their well-trained and experienced technicians can make your vehicle perform the way you want, the way you expect it. Performance, Pontiac, Olds, GMC Truck, Toyota, Volkswagen. We make believers. Let us prove it to you.
Waynedale pulling off the upset, defeating Triway 13-7. The Golden Bears getting on the board first. 3 seconds remaining in the first half. The pass from Jensen to Lemon, fumbled near the goal line. Miller fell on it. Lingenfelder's kick, and that's the way the first half ended, with Waynedale on top 7-0. Triway tied it, 4:07 remaining in the third period. Travis Clark, a 3-yard burst. McMichael the kick, and we were tied at 7. And then with 8:05 remaining in the fourth period, Jerry Miller with a 5-yard run. The kick was no good, but the Titans, as they drove on their final possession, coming close but fumbling and unable to come up with the tying or winning score. Waynedale coming away with a 13-7 victory.
Well, John, I'm thrilled. One of the most outstanding games, high school or college, I have ever seen. And I just want to congratulate both squads. I know the Titan viewers who are watching this feel like maybe the world is ending, but you relax. You got a great ball club and a wonderful coaching staff, and you'll be back next week. Probably West Holmes is going to pay for this. And in turn, you folks over in Waynedale, we are thrilled to have seen what I believe is one of the most courageous football games anybody has ever played. And we look forward to having both you ball clubs back on Channel 9, and we will as the season unfolds. And the team is doing their jump up and thump down routine to, if you will, incite the crowd on the far side. Triway team has understandably left the field, but the Triway band is playing and serenading everybody. So those of you who were with us, tell somebody about it. And if you recorded the ball game, insist that they come to your place and watch it again. It's worth doing.
All right, Don, and that will wrap things up for tonight's ball game. Thanks so much for being with us. For producer-director Mark Glasgow, camera person Max Glasgow, and color analyst Don Barnett, I'm John Finn, reminding you to join us once again next week when Worcester takes on Glen Oak. Until then, have a good night and a great week. The final score, once again,